Hello everyone, and welcome back to Chill English Channel. I'm Sophia, and I'm really happy you are spending some time with us today.
And I'm Jake. Wherever you are listening from, maybe at home, on the bus, during a break, or while taking a quiet walk, we hope you can relax and enjoy this conversation.
Today, we are talking about something very simple, but also very powerful.
We are talking about the habit of waiting for the perfect time to change your life.
You know the kind of sentences people say.
I'll start next Monday,
I'll start next month.
after the holidays.
Or the classic one, I'll start in January.
January gets a lot of responsibility.
It really does. We expect January to fix our sleep, our money, our health, our English, our habits, and somehow our whole personality.
Poor January. It's just a month.
Exactly. And today, we want to talk about a different idea.
What if you don't need to wait for a new year to become a new version of yourself?
What if the next 6 months or even the next few months could already change the direction of your life?
Not because you suddenly become perfect,
Not because you completely change everything overnight.
but because you stop waiting and start using the time you already have.
And as always, we'll have this conversation in clear, natural English for B1 to B2 learners, so you can practice your listening, learn useful expressions, and also think about your own life at the same time.
And we have one question for you to keep in your mind while you listen. Here it is. If you continued your current habits for the rest of the year, where would they take you?
That is a little uncomfortable,
It is.
but it is a useful question.
Because sometimes we spend so much time thinking about what we want that we forget to look at what we are actually doing.
Maybe you say that you want better English.
But you practice once every 2 weeks.
Maybe you say that you want to feel healthier.
But you keep telling yourself that you will begin exercising when life becomes less busy.
Maybe you want to save money.
But every month you say, I'll start saving properly next month.
And maybe you are waiting for some special moment when you suddenly feel more organized, more motivated, and more ready.
I used to do that a lot.
Really? What were you waiting for?
Usually Monday.
Of course.
I would have a bad week and think, okay, this week is already ruined. I'll start fresh on Monday.
And what happened on Monday?
Sometimes I started.
Sometimes?
And sometimes Monday morning arrived, I felt tired, and suddenly the new plan moved to the following Monday.
That is how 1 week can quietly become 1 month.
Exactly. And 1 month can become 6 months surprisingly fast.
I think that is the important part. Time doesn't usually disappear in one big moment.
It disappears in normal days,
Ordinary mornings.
ordinary evenings.
Small choices that don't feel very important when we make them.
But repeated choices can become a direction.
Let's explain that word for a moment. Direction means the way something is moving.
And your life has a direction too, even when you're not thinking about it.
If you practice English for 15 minutes most days, that habit is taking you in one direction.
If you avoid speaking English because you're afraid of mistakes, that is also taking you in a direction.
If you save a little money each month, you are moving somewhere.
And if you spend everything and say, I'll worry about it later, you're moving somewhere too.
That sounds serious, but I don't think the goal is to make people feel guilty.
No, guilt usually gives you energy for about 5 minutes and then makes you want to eat something.
Very scientific explanation, Jake.
Thank you. Years of research.
The idea is not to attack yourself for what you didn't do earlier.
It is to notice that today still counts.
People sometimes look at the calendar and think the year is already too far gone.
They think, I missed January, I wasn't consistent in spring, so maybe I should just wait and start properly next year.
But that is a strange way to think when you really examine it.
Imagine saying, I wasted some time, so my solution is to waste more time.
When you say it like that, it sounds a little ridiculous.
But many of us do exactly that.
We delay because the beginning is no longer perfect.
We like clean beginnings.
January 1st.
Monday morning.
The first day of the month.
A brand new notebook.
A new app.
New shoes.
Suddenly, we're convinced that better shoes will create a better personality.
I have definitely believed that before.
But real life is rarely that clean.
Sometimes you start on a random Thursday.
Sometimes you begin after a terrible week.
Sometimes you begin with low motivation.
Sometimes your first day is not impressive at all.
And that does not make the start less real.
In fact, there can be something powerful about starting in the middle of an ordinary day.
Because then you learn that change does not require a special date.
It requires a decision followed by an action.
And the action can be very small.
Let's imagine someone who wants to improve their English before the end of the year.
They might think, 6 months is not enough. I can't become fluent in 6 months.
Maybe not, but fluency is not the only result that matters.
In 6 months, you could learn hundreds of useful words.
You could listen to English almost every day.
You could become much more comfortable hearing natural conversations.
You could practice speaking enough that opening your mouth in English feels less scary.
You could finish a course, read a simple book, or have your first real conversation with someone.
6 months can look small when you compare it with your whole life.
But it looks very different when you think about what repeated effort can do during that time.
Let's make it even simpler. Suppose you practice something for only 20 minutes a day.
20 minutes doesn't sound dramatic.
It doesn't sound like one of those videos that says, wake up at 4 in the morning and completely transform your life before breakfast.
I'm already tired just hearing that.
But 20 minutes repeated over months becomes real time.
And more importantly, it becomes a habit.
A habit that can change how you see yourself.
Instead of saying, I'm someone who wants to improve my English, you start becoming someone who actually practices English.
Instead of saying, I want to get healthier, you become someone who takes a walk after dinner.
Instead of saying, I should save money, you become someone who saves a small amount every payday.
That difference between wanting and doing is where change begins.
And I think there's another reason we wait for January.
What is that?
January lets us imagine a future version of ourselves who is somehow much more disciplined than we are today.
Ah, yes. Future Sophia is amazing.
Future Jake, too. He exercises every morning, answers every email immediately, cooks healthy food, and never wastes time online.
Have you met him?
No, he is very busy being perfect.
The problem is that when January arrives, future you becomes present you, and present you still has the same tired mornings, the same phone, the same responsibilities, and many of the same habits.
So if you want your future to be different, you probably need to practice being that person before the perfect date arrives.
Not perfectly.
Just a little.
You can ask yourself, what would the version of me I want to become do today?
Maybe that person would study for 15 minutes.
Maybe they would go to bed a little earlier.
Maybe they would send the email they have been avoiding.
Maybe they would stop spending another week making a perfect plan.
Because planning can feel productive while keeping you in exactly the same place.
And sometimes the most important thing is not creating a 6-month plan, it is choosing what you will do today. And choosing what you will do today can feel much easier than trying to control the next 6 months all at once.
Yes, a long plan can be useful, but sometimes people spend so much time designing the future that they forget to live the present.
So let's make this personal. Jake, if you had to choose one area of your life to improve before the end of the year, what would it be?
I think I would choose my health, but not in a dramatic way.
What do you mean by dramatic?
I mean, I don't want to say, from tomorrow I will exercise every day, never eat anything unhealthy, sleep perfectly, and become a new person.
That plan sounds like it would survive for about 3 days.
Exactly. Maybe 4 if I am very inspired.
So what would you do instead?
I would choose 2 simple habits. First, I would walk more often, maybe 30 minutes on most days.
That sounds realistic.
And second, I would try to go to bed at a more regular time.
Interesting. So your goal is not really to become a completely different person.
No, I just want to make my normal days a little better.
I think that is a very useful way to look at change. We often imagine transformation as something huge, but most real change happens inside normal routines.
The food you choose.
The time you go to sleep.
The way you use your phone when you feel bored.
The way you use your phone when you feel bored.
Those choices seem small, but you repeat them so often that they become powerful.
Sophia, what about you? What would you focus on? I think I would choose my time and attention.
That sounds serious.
It is, because sometimes I finish a day and realize I was busy the whole time, but I didn't really do the things that mattered most.
I know that feeling. You do many small things, but the important thing stays untouched.
Exactly. So I would like to become more intentional.
Intentional is a useful word. Can you explain it?
Sure, intentional means doing something on purpose with a clear reason instead of just reacting to everything around you.
So instead of opening your phone every time you have one free minute, you choose how you want to use that minute.
Right. Or instead of starting the day with messages and notifications, maybe I spend 20 minutes on something important first.
That could change the feeling of the whole day.
I think so. And this connects to a bigger idea. If you want the next 6 months to be different, you probably need to protect some time for what matters.
Because if you give all your time to urgent things, your important goals may never get attention.
Exactly. Urgent means something that feels like it needs to happen immediately.
Messages can feel urgent.
Emails can feel urgent.
Notifications definitely try very hard to feel urgent.
But your long-term goals are often quiet.
Your English practice does not send you a notification saying, "Excuse me, your future is waiting."
Your health doesn't always shout at you today.
Your savings account is usually very calm, too.
So you have to choose to give these things attention.
And one way to do that is to decide what your main focus is for this period.
Maybe not 10 goals.
Please, not 10.
Maybe 1, 2, or 3 important areas.
Because when everything is a priority, nothing really feels like a priority.
Let's imagine someone wants to improve English, get healthier, save money, start a business, read 50 books, wake up at 5, learn guitar, and travel more.
I need a vacation just hearing that list.
The problem is not that these goals are bad.
The problem is trying to change all of them at the same time.
You divide your energy into too many directions.
Then after 2 weeks, you feel exhausted and decide you have no discipline.
When really, your plan may simply be too heavy.
So a better question could be, what would make the biggest positive difference in my life right now?
Maybe for you, it is English.
Maybe it is your health.
Maybe it is finding a better job.
Maybe it is reducing stress.
Once you choose that main area, you can create a few small actions around it.
I like the idea of making them measurable too.
Yes, measurable means you can clearly see whether you did something or not.
I want to improve my English is a good dream, but it is difficult to measure.
I will listen to English for 20 minutes 5 days a week is clearer.
I want to save money is not very specific.
But I will save a fixed amount every payday is easier to follow.
Clear actions remove some of the daily decision-making.
And that can help because making decisions uses mental energy.
If every evening you ask, should I practice today? Maybe later, maybe tomorrow, you create another opportunity to avoid it.
But if your rule is, after dinner I practice for 15 minutes, there is less discussion.
Your brain may still complain.
Oh, it will complain.
But at least the decision is already made.
Another thing that can help is tracking your progress in a simple way.
Like marking the days when you complete your habit.
Exactly. You can use a calendar, a notebook, or a simple note on your phone.
Nothing complicated.
The goal is not to create another project about tracking your project.
That sounds like something I would do.
You just want to see evidence that you are continuing.
And that evidence can be motivating.
Because after a few weeks, you can look back and say, I actually did this 12 times, or I practiced on most days this month.
Progress becomes visible.
But there is something important here. Tracking should help you, not make you obsessed with perfection.
If you miss one day, the whole plan is not destroyed.
Exactly. One bad day does not cancel 20 good days.
I think people often make that mistake. They miss one day and think, well, I failed.
Then one missed day becomes a missed week, and the missed week becomes, I'll start again in January.
And suddenly, January has another job.
So maybe we need a better rule. Miss once, return quickly.
I like that. If you miss your English practice today, practice tomorrow.
If you spend too much money this week, return to your plan next week.
If you stop exercising for a few days because life becomes busy, begin again when you can.
Restarting is part of consistency.
That sentence is important because consistency does not mean never making mistakes.
It means returning often enough that the overall direction stays the same.
And this takes us back to the idea of direction.
You do not need 6 perfect months.
You need enough good days to move your life somewhere better.
Some weeks will be strong.
Some weeks will be messy.
Some days you will feel motivated.
And some days your biggest achievement may be doing 10 minutes when you wanted to do nothing.
But those 10 minutes still count.
Especially because they teach you that progress doesn't only happen when you feel inspired.
It can also happen on ordinary, imperfect days.
And those ordinary days are where the most of the next 6 months will actually happen.
And when you really understand that, the idea of changing your life becomes much less dramatic.
Yes, you stop expecting one powerful day to fix everything, and you start respecting normal days.
Because normal days are where habits are built.
And habits are what quietly create results.
I think another important question is this. What do you want to be able to say about yourself at the end of the year?
Not what do you want to own,
Not what do you want other people to think about you.
but what do you want to honestly say about the way you lived?
Maybe you want to say, I finally took my English seriously.
Or, I started taking care of my health.
Maybe I stopped avoiding that difficult decision.
Or I became more careful with my money.
Maybe you simply want to say, I kept a promise to myself.
That one is powerful.
Because keeping a promise to yourself can change the way you see yourself.
You start building trust with yourself.
And that trust makes future action easier.
If you tell yourself, I will practice 3 times this week, and then you actually do it, your words begin to mean something.
But if you keep making huge promises and breaking them, you may slowly stop believing yourself.
That is why smaller promises can be better.
Instead of saying, I'm completely changing my life tomorrow, say, tomorrow I will do one thing differently.
Instead of saying, I'm never wasting time again, say, tonight I will put my phone away for 30 minutes.
Instead of saying, I will become fluent in English before the year ends, say, I will practice speaking 4 days this week.
Small promises are less exciting,
But they are often more believable.
and believable plans are easier to follow.
There is also something we should talk about when thinking about the next 6 months. Comparison.
Ah, yes, the fastest way to make your own progress feel too small.
You might look online and see someone who has already reached a goal you are just beginning.
Someone speaks better English.
Someone earns more money.
Someone looks healthier.
Someone seems more organized, confident, productive, and somehow their kitchen is always clean too.
That last one is suspicious.
Very suspicious.
But comparison can make you feel like you are too far behind to start.
You think they are already there and I am only beginning.
But their position does not change what your next step should be.
Exactly. You still have to begin from where you are.
And there's no shame in beginning late.
Late compared with what?
That is a good question.
We often create imaginary schedules for life.
I should have done this by 25.
I should already be successful.
I should already speak English well.
I should already know what I'm doing.
Meanwhile, most people are quietly trying to figure things out. So instead of asking, "Am I behind?" maybe ask, "Am I moving?"
That is a much more useful question.
Because movement is something you can control today.
You cannot control when someone else started,
You cannot control how quickly they improved.
but you can control whether you take your next step.
And this is where patience becomes important.
Patience means being able to continue without needing immediate results.
We live in a world where we're used to getting things quickly.
Food arrives quickly. Messages arrive instantly.
Videos load in seconds, and if they take too long, we become personally offended.
So when personal growth takes months or years, it can feel slow.
But slow progress is still progress.
Imagine practicing English for 6 months and becoming 20% more confident.
Some people might say, only 20%?
But 20% more confidence can change conversations, job interviews, travel, and daily communication.
Small improvements can create big effects.
The same is true with money, health, skills, and relationships.
You may not completely transform everything in 6 months.
But you can absolutely create a different direction.
And direction matters because another 6 months will pass anyway.
That is something worth thinking about.
Whether you start or not, the calendar keeps moving.
The end of the year will arrive.
January will arrive.
And when it does, you can either be standing in the same place making the same promise,
Or you can arrive with months of practice behind you.
even imperfect practice,
Even slow progress.
even a few mistakes.
Because mistakes are not wasted time if you learn from them.
Before we finish, let's review some useful words from this episode.
The first word is intentional.
Intentional means doing something deliberately with a clear purpose.
For example, I want to be more intentional with my time.
Another word is urgent.
Urgent means something that needs quick attention.
But remember, urgent things are not always the most important things.
We also used measurable.
Measurable means something you can clearly track or count.
For example, I will study English for 20 minutes is more measurable than I will study more.
Another important word is comparison.
Comparison means looking at two people or things and thinking about their differences.
And the final word is patience.
Patience means continuing calmly even when results take time.
Now think again about your own life. What is one area you would genuinely like to improve before the end of the year?
Don't choose 10 things.
Choose one thing that really matters.
Then ask yourself, what small action could I repeat every week?
Make it simple enough that you can still do it on a normal day, not only on your most motivated day.
And if you miss a day, return.
If the plan is too difficult, adjust it.
If progress feels slow, remember your direction.
And most importantly, stop treating January like permission to begin.
You already have permission.
You can start on a Monday,
A Friday,
in the middle of the month.
at 4:37 in the afternoon if you want.
There is no perfect moment.
There is only the moment when you finally decide to use the time you already have. Remember, if you don't change, no one else can do it for you.
You have a mission to accomplish, a goal to reach, and a family to make them proud. If you want to practice your English, write this sentence in the comments. Before this year ends, I want to... And then add one small action you can start now.
Thank you for spending this time with us here on Chill English Channel.
We hope you practiced useful English and also gave yourself a little space to think about where you want your life to go.
You do not need to become a completely new person before January.
You only need to begin becoming that person through the choices you make today.